up, vets? Brian Reese here, the VA Claims Insider, coming at you live from Austin, Texas. Again, welcome, fellow insiders, fellow disabled vets, wherever you're dialing in from around the world. Get on here and tell me what is going on and tell me something good. Again, what a blessing this is, man. What a blessing it is for me as a fellow disabled veteran to serve and support you live and in community in our mastermind programs. It's incredible. It really, really, really is incredible, you guys. I feel so blessed. All right, quick disclaimer. I'm not an accredited agent. I'm not a VSO. I'm not an attorney. I'm not any other entity recognized by the Department of Veterans Affairs, and I'm not affiliated with the Department of VAs in any way, the Department of Veterans Affairs in any way. We're a private, independent business. Okay, we're an educational content marketing and resource hub and coaching and consulting firm for disabled veterans and their families. This video and everything I'm going to cover for today is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be substituted for the medical advice from a doctor or healthcare provider or the legal advice of a VA accredited attorney. Okay, any questions? Please feel free to talk about that in the chat. But I always want to be clear, guys, about who we are, what we do, why we exist. And so, you guys know that there's tons of available resources for you to get help. There's all kinds of free resources out there. There's state-sponsored organizations. There's national service organizations. Lots of folks out there who can help. Okay, we're just one available resource. All right, so let's talk about disability benefits real quick, though. Especially if you're new here, guys and gals, you got to be thinking about, are you even eligible for VA disability benefits under the law? Now, you're going to find out in a hurry that most of the benefits that we're talking about today kick in when you've achieved at least a 0% service-connected disability rating. Now, the 0% rating means you got service-connected for something, okay, meaning that step number 2 there, and are you eligible for the law? The VA said, yeah, you're service-connected for your lower back. Right? You're service connected for your cervical strain, which is neck. You're service connected for plantar fasciitis or heel spurs or whatever the situation is, but your symptoms are not severe enough to warrant an actual VA disability rating. So they assign you 0%. Okay. So even though at 0%, you're not actually receiving any disability compensation benefits, meaning tax-free compensation, you're still eligible to 0% service-connected rating for a whole host of benefits, okay? So we're really talking today about veterans who are already service-connected at either 0% or higher. And these are the things that you really need to nail, okay? If you are stuck, frustrated, and underrated right now, you're at 50, you're at 70, you're at 90, and you think you deserve a higher rating by law, right? Legally, morally, ethically, medically, these are the 3 things you really got to put together when you're thinking about your VA disability claim strategy. Okay, number 1 there. Do you have a medical diagnosis of a disability or condition in a medical record? Okay, note, it does not say in your service treatment records. It says in a medical record. Now, that can be in service treatment records, meaning healthcare medical records from your active service, okay? That diagnosis of the disability could also be in VA medical records. So perhaps you're getting and seeking treatment right now at the Department of Veterans Affairs, the VHA, the Veterans Health Administration, okay? You can go on to My Healthy Vet. You can log in. You can pull a PDF copy of your current VA medical records if you want to see them, okay? You can also have a disability documented in any private medical records. Okay, so maybe you're using the new Mission Act, you've got CHAMPVA, maybe you've got private insurance through an employer, okay? You can still have this stuff documented anywhere as long as it's in a medical record, okay? So that's the first thing. Get your butt to the doctor and get a diagnosis if you don't have one, okay? Pick up the phone, call your primary care doctor, be uncomfortably vulnerable, be open, honest, and truthful. Tell them everything going on with you. Tell them how you are on your very worst days, because you got to get your disabilities documented. Okay, so that's number 1. if you've got number one, then it goes on to number two. Was your disability caused or made worse by your active duty military service? That's the nexus, okay? Or by another service-connected disability. Okay, that's if you're pursuing secondary service connection. Now, guys, the nexus, all that means is that there's some type of a logical link or connection. Okay, that's what nexus actually means. It's link or connection. So all of that means is that there's some connection, nexus, link between the disability you suffer from now and something that occurred to you on active duty. Okay, so let me give you a quick example. Let's say you are the victim of post-traumatic stress disorder due to an MST situation, military sexual trauma. Okay, there's two forms. There's harassment or assault. So let's say that because of that assault, that MST situation on active duty, that triggered and you now suffer from severe post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of a rape. Okay, let's call it that. And so what that means is the nexus in this case would be the link between the rape event, right, the sexual assault, that then led to you having post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay, that's what that means, is that there's some traceable in-service injury, disease, or incident that links back either to your service or to another service-connected disability if it's for secondary service connection, okay? Now, there's ways that you can help yourself. So if you've ever been denied disability compensation benefits in the past and you see things now that say not service-connected or denied, there's no evidence in your record of this, they're denying service connection. That's what that means. They're denying this part 2 of eligibility under the law. Now, you can overcome those denials with independent medical nexus opinions. That's one way. You can write personal statements and buddy letters. You can get incident reports. Perhaps you're finally able to track down medical records. Maybe you're able to download news articles, right? Something that happened on Google. Maybe it was documented in a news article and you're able to find the clipping. You're able to get a firsthand witness testimony in a buddy letter. Okay, we've got all kinds of resources on our site to help with that. But there's lots of ways that you can help yourself prove the nexus, okay, even if you've been denied before, okay? Now, a big thing I want to point out here, and sometimes, guys, this is a freaking slugfest. This is a street fight, right? You think of yourself as a street fighter. You're a brawler, all right? And sometimes you got to fight and you got to punch back against the VA, against illegal, immoral, or unethical C&P examiners. You suck, okay? Sometimes you got to fight and you got to punch back to get what's rightfully yours by law, okay? Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? Do not ever lie or stretch the truth, guys. That's considered a false claim. It's prosecutable under civil and criminal penalties. Do not do it, okay? Please do not ever sacrifice your integrity for something you may not deserve, okay? But it truly is. It's a street fight. It's a slugfest. And what I always ask vets is, are you going to quit? Are you going to roll over? Right? You're just going to let them win? I was speaking to a vet the other day. He called to thank us for our service. And man, he said, Brian, I just have to share this with you. And he told me his story. He finally got to 100% P&T. And, you know, it broke down a little bit on the phone. It was just like, you know, you and your team, the insider community is an absolute godsend for disabled veterans and their families. He's like, finally, somebody out there is actually helping veterans. And it made me smile, man. And anyway, he posted a pretty awesome review on the Better Business Bureau as well. But one of the things he told me is he said, you know, here's one thing I learned is he's like, I was a veteran. He goes, I'm a veteran. I served in active duty in the military. We never quit. We always focused on the mission. We always got the job done, no matter what. We put our life on the line to make sure we accomplish the mission. We never quit no matter what. He goes, so why would you all of a sudden quit now that you're a veteran? And man, it was like a light bulb went off for me. And I told him, I was like, hey, do you mind if I borrow that and share that with our veterans? Because I think some of them need to hear that. Some of them need that hope, that uplift, that fight. You need to get that fire back to say, we will not ever quit. And just because I'm a veteran now, this is now my mission. I'm going to try to get the benefits that I deserve for me and my family because it's the right thing to do. I'm eligible for them under the law. There's a lot on the line. Okay? So no matter how many times you've been kicked in the face, knocked down, that doesn't matter. What matters is, are you going to get back up and fight back? Don't quit. Do not ever quit. One of the reasons why we do this live and in community, guys, okay? One of the reasons why we do this live and in community in a mastermind concept, veterans helping veterans, okay, is because we don't let each other quit, okay? I have a lot of bad days. I suffer from some of the same things you guys deal with on a daily basis, okay? And sometimes those things kick me in the teeth. They knock me down. I'm too depressed to get out of bed. I'm struggling in my life, my marriage, relationships, right? Work. It happens. I live with this stuff every day. But guess what? Because I have you and our team, you guys lift me up every single day and you power me forward to be better, to do more, to reach, to strive, to innovate, to fight for you, which is what we do now every single day. Okay, so thank you guys. Thank you. All right, and then the third part, persistent and recurring symptoms of the disability into the present day. At VA Claims Insider, we call that severity of symptoms. Okay, and I put a little footnote there that I really want you to be thinking about is, how is your disability limiting or affecting your life? Guys, VA disability compensation claims and ratings ultimately come down to symptoms, okay? Difficulties and impairment in your work, in your life, in your social functioning. But the symptoms is what depends on the rating, okay? So if you're underrated, you're at 0, you're at 10, you're 30, but you're service connected for those conditions, chances are the VA said stop on number 3. And maybe they're wrong. Or maybe your condition is now worse, right? Maybe it wasn't that bad 10 years ago, but now it's really hurting you. It's really limiting you. It's really affecting you. It's led to mental health conditions, okay? Maybe you just got a horrible C&P examiner who screwed you over, who called you a liar, which is just shocking. I mean, absolutely disgusting and shocking. Some of these C&P examiners, man, I'll tell you what, accountability is coming. I'm going to leave it at that. Accountability is coming. If you're a crap C&P examiner and you're conducting illegal, immoral, or unethical exams, accountability is on its way. Education, training, and accountability, because veterans are fighting back. All right? Okay, so that's number 3. You guys are blowing up the chat. You're like, preach it! Preach it! Some other vets are going, how do I join? Okay, if you need help, you're stuck, you're frustrated, you're underrated, you need more medical evidence, okay, because your claims was denied. You don't want to fight forever. You just need more medical evidence. You need a disability exam. You need a DBQ. You need a nexus letter. You want to access the resources we've spent the better part of 4 years and thousands of hours of building for free up front. You can start right here, right now at VA Claims InsiderElite.com. Okay, again, it's a free 3-step intake to start. You can get started at VA Claims InsiderElite.com. If you look across the bottom of this video as well, if you're watching the recording, you should see a link. All right, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart, give me a shout if you're ready for the top 20 VA benefits for disabled veterans. Somebody shout it from the rooftop. I got thumbs up, hearts up, pounds up. People are going, boom. there's 200 of you on right now, which is absolutely freaking crazy. There's over 200 now. 203 of you are on live. I'm watching you on my mobile device. You guys are awesome, man. I'm telling you, like, you give me the energy that I need sometimes to just get it done. And again, that's why we do this together in community. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen okay. There's not very many slides today, okay? I purposefully had very few slides. We're going 1 through 20, okay? The top 20 VA disability benefits for disabled veterans and their families. Here is number 1 through 5, okay? Now, don't worry about trying to scribble all these down unless there's a specific benefit that you want to make sure you document. Okay, if there is a specific benefit you want to document, I get it. Go ahead and write that down. If not, don't worry about it because you can always watch the replay later, okay? So number 1, VA disability compensation pay. By far the number 1 benefit, in my opinion, right? You get tax-free compensation, tax-free at both the state and federal levels for you and your family for life. I'm going to say that again. Number 1, VA disability compensation pay, tax-free compensation. It's tax-free at the state and federal levels for you and your family, dependents, for life. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, VA special monthly compensation benefits. It's amazing to me how many vets don't know what special monthly compensation is. It's a special category of compensation. That's all it is. And it's paid in addition to anything that you see there in number 1. So for example, let's say you're 90% disabled now and you're getting, you know, $2,000 a month-ish for you and a spouse, okay? Let's also say though that you're a male and you've got erectile dysfunction, okay? Erectile dysfunction is not compensated as a disability in accordance with the general schedule, okay? 38 CFR, Title 38, right? Part 4 of the Schedule for Rating Disabilities. Erectile dysfunction is not compensated a monetary amount on its own. It's not going to get a rating. It's not going to get a percentage. But what it is it's what's called SMC-K. SMC, Special Monthly Compensation, K. Okay? Now what that means is SMC-K stands for loss or use of a creative organ. Okay, well, creative, right? Creating people, creative organ, that would be for men, all right? And for women, you know what those are. So if you're a man, you have erectile dysfunction, that would be SMC-K, loss or use of a creative organ. You're eligible to receive special monthly compensation, which is, you know, an additional $130-ish a month in change. Okay, now there's a whole list of special monthly compensation benefits that you can get in addition to VA disability compensation pay. Okay, we've got some incredible blog posts and resources out there as well. So if you want to see all of those categories, you can just Google it. VA Claims Insider, special monthly compensation. I talk about it in a lot of posts, okay? Number 3, the Veterans Benefits Banking Program, the VBBP. This is new. This is actually brand new. The pilot just launched not too long ago. When we're done here, you can Google Veterans Benefits Banking Program, but essentially you can get hooked up with military-friendly banking programs to help you with all aspects of your finances, okay? Managing finances for disabled veterans is a huge deal, right? Many disabled vets are living on fixed incomes, elderly, disabled, sick. You know, maybe you can't get out of your house. Maybe you need help with mobile banking. Maybe you want a personal banker that you can talk to. Okay, you want to make sure you're getting connected with somebody who's legit. Okay, well, you can apply through the Veterans Benefits Banking Program. Okay, you can just Google that and check it out. That's a new program the VA launched, I think just a few weeks ago, which was totally cool. It's new here at the end of 2019, 2020. Number 4, no-cost healthcare and prescription medications. Quick caveat. In order for it to be truly no-cost healthcare, okay, with no copays, you have to have at least a 50% service-connected disability rating. Okay, I'm going to say that again. In order for you to get no-cost health care for you as the disabled veteran, you have to be at least 50% service disabled, okay? Otherwise, there's additional copays, and they'll take into account your income if you have other jobs, okay? And of course, that also includes prescription medications, therapy, all kinds of stuff goes into what qualifies as healthcare. Okay, now we'll talk about some additional healthcare benefits for 100% P&T vets when we get to CHAMPVA. Okay, number 5, travel allowances. Okay, so if you've got appointments, therapy, routine medical exams, okay, at authorized facilities, VA medical facilities, C&P exams, etc., you're able to get a small travel allowance to help cover the cost of you getting to and from your appointments, which is pretty cool. Super easy to file and apply as well. Okay, so that's top benefits, number 1 through 5. All right, let's go on to number 6 through 10. I don't want to waste all your time today, but I want to get these out to you. Okay, number 6, disabled veterans property tax exemptions. Oh man, is this sweet. Sweet. Okay, now there's a caveat, of course, that state-specific requirements apply, because when it comes to property taxes, home ownership, homestead type situations, those are governed by state laws and regulations, okay? That's not managed at the federal level. So for example, I live here in the state of Texas. In the state of Texas, there are incredible Homestead Act exemptions for disabled veterans for their primary residence. Okay, it has to be your primary residence, at least in Texas, for you to qualify for the Homestead Act property tax exemption. But guess what? There's no income tax in Texas. So guess what that means? Property tax rates are high. So this is an absolutely incredible benefit for Texas veterans. But oh, by the way, there's an entire list of state benefits by state that are linked on our blog post. So you can go check that out if you want. Go to vaclaimsinsider.com/blog. Okay, but please do note, state-specific requirements apply, and each state is a little bit different. Okay, now in Texas, if you're 100% service disabled, it does not matter if you were P&T or just 100% scheduler, you qualify for complete 100% property tax exemption. Incredible. Absolutely freaking incredible. That's easily a $7,000 to $10,000 benefit per year, okay, on top of any of the disability compensation benefits you get, okay? I don't have time to go through all the states here on the screen, but I promise you, if you go to vaclaimsinsider.com/blog, there's a bunch of posts in there that talk about top VA benefits. You can click it. It's going to take you to a third-party resource that lists the disabled veterans property tax exemptions by state. Okay, and eventually you're going to have to end up on a state-specific, usually a state-specific tax processor website. Okay, number 7, waiver of the VA funding fee for home loan. This is another big one. All right, VA home loans are fantastic. Been around, I believe, since the late 40s. The VA home loan program, incredible benefit offered for disabled veterans and their families so that you guys can own a home. The waiver of that funding fee applies if you are a 10% disabled veteran or higher. Okay, you got to have a minimum of a 10% rating. Okay, you have to be receiving some type of service-connected compensation. Number 8, VOC rehab is most often what this is called. Sometimes it's VR&E, VOC rehab, VOC. Essentially what this means is because of your service-connected disabilities, you need help in securing employment. You need help with a resume, right? You need help with how to dress, how to look, resources, okay? So VOC rehab and employment, though, can really assist vets who's got some stuff going on. Now, there's specific requirements that apply, okay? And you have to apply for VOC rehab, okay? I'm not going to go through all the details here. We just don't have time, but it's in that post if you want to check out what VOC rehab means, okay? Of course, you got additional compensation for benefit or for eligible dependents. So let's say you're married and you've got 2 kids, right? Well, that's 3 dependents. So you're going to get an extra 100 and some bucks each, depending on where you fall on the rating scale, which, by the way, we've got a whole bunch of posts out there about the 2020 VA disability compensation rates, if you're interested in that, okay? But you can get eligible compensation additional compensation for eligible benefit dependents. Number 10, concurrent receipt of military retired pay. Now, I'm not a retiree, but man, is this a sweet one. So the problem is if you're rated under 50%, okay, let's say you're rated, you have a 30% VA disability and you're a retired Army lieutenant colonel, okay, you are not going to get concurrent receipt of both military retired pay and VA pay. Okay, now remember, military retired pay is taxed. VA disability compensation is not taxed. So you're going to have to choose one, and there's going to be an offset, which sucks. Unless you're rated at 50% disabled or higher, okay, you're eligible for concurrent pay. Okay, concurrent pay. I've got a link on there that takes you to the DFAST website, talks all about this, of if you're a military retiree, how you get both. Okay, so that's a sweet one, number 10. All right, number 11 through 15. Somebody asked about CHAMPVA. I'm about to get there, sir. Don't worry about it. There it is, number 15, CHAMPVA. Okay, number 11, you may qualify for VA TDIU. Okay, total disability based upon individual unemployability. You've maybe heard it called individual unemployability, you've maybe heard it called IU, you've maybe heard it called TDIU. It's all the same thing. What this means is you may be eligible to get paid at the 100% disability rate, even though you may only be rated at 50%, 30%, 70%, 90%, okay? So even if your scheduler rating does not get you to 100%, you can still be paid at the max compensation rate under the law. If your service-connected disabilities make it difficult for you to secure and maintain substantially gainful employment. Okay, now there's all kinds of criteria with this one. I'm not going to get into the full details, but if you go to our blog, I've got an incredible post out there about how to win your VA TDIU claim if you think you're eligible. Okay, so that's number 11. Number 12, dependents educational assistance. This is incredible. DEA, unbelievable. And by the way, number 12 and 14 kind of go together. Special restorative training, that can only be applied through a referral from a psychologist who says, yeah, based upon the mental health condition, the physical disabilities, this person needs special training to restore them. Maybe it's assistance with handwriting, speaking, braille if you're having trouble seeing, you're blind. Okay, that's what special restorative training means. Dependents educational assistance, though, this one is pretty epic. You can actually get a monthly stipend for your dependents, okay, who are pursuing degrees to help them. Room and board, tuition, okay, now certain requirements apply as well, so you're going to want to check that out. You can Google Dependents Educational Assistance VA or how to apply for Dependents Educational Assistance to see if you qualify. Number 13, it shocks me how many people don't know about this. You can get up to $5,000 per year for your dependents, okay, spouse, kids, from the Folds of Honor Foundation for educational scholarships. Okay, incredible. And by the way, VA Claims Insider is proud to stand with and support the Folds of Honor Foundation. In fact, if you buy some of our swag, 100% of the profits, okay, we don't earn a penny off of it. It's our gift that we give away. 100% of the profits go back to the Folds of Honor Foundation. Why? Because the Folds of Honor Foundation has helped me and my family. It's helped thousands of disabled veterans and their families. It helps hundreds of disabled veterans and their families who are insider members, to include some upon our team. And I'm so freaking proud to give back to that organization. Folds of Honor is a 501(c)(3), incredible nonprofit foundation, doing unbelievable things. And there's 2 scholarships. Okay, there's something called the Higher Education Scholarship, which means a spouse or your dependents who are pursuing a degree granting program. They can get up to $5,000 per year for room and board, tuition and fees, all that good stuff. And then there's also A scholarship for kids, children. Say your dependents are young, right? K through 12, maybe they're going to private school. You are eligible to receive up to $5,000 per year for each dependent who qualifies for something called the Children's Fund. Okay, again, absolutely epic, incredible programs. Now, there's specific eligibilities on this one, so you can Google Folds of Honor Foundation. By the way, the scholarship window is open right now. Okay, it opens every year. And it's open right now. So you could apply today. You could take this information and change your life with this presentation today that I'm giving you right now. Okay, change your life, change your dependent's life. And so the other thing though, I'll list just two real quick eligibility criteria. To qualify for the higher education scholarship for your dependents, you have to have at least a 10% service-connected disability rating. To qualify for the Children's Fund, you have to have at least a 90% rating, okay, or 100%, or have to be KA, right? Killed in the line of duty, Purple Heart recipients. There's some other information there. So definitely check it out on their website, but it's an unbelievable program. If you buy some swag off our website, guess what we're doing? We're contributing it all back to the Folds of Honor Foundation. All right, we already talked about special restorative training. Number 15, CHAMPVA medical insurance. Incredible, okay? If you're unemployable and the unemployable condition's considered permanent and total, or if you're 100% P&T, permanent and total, okay? You gotta have one of those designations. Typically look on your VA benefits letter to see if it's permanent, total, okay? If you are, you're eligible for something called CHAMPVA medical insurance, okay? Now, I'm not going to try to spell out that acronym, but it's Civilian Health, blah, 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 Medical Program, VA, whatever. So basically what it means, though, is you can get full medical insurance for you. You're already covered if you're eligible for this as a disabled vet, but you can get it for your dependents. So your spouse, your kids, unbelievable benefit. Okay, now you have to apply for it. CHAMPVA is headquartered out of Denver, Colorado. Takes about 6 to 8 weeks from the time you send your application in to find out if they approve your application for CHAMPVA. But the difference, I'll go back to slide 1. On number 4, the no-cost healthcare and prescription meds, that only applies to you. You as the service-disabled veteran. With CHAMPVA in number 15, the eligibility, the medical insurance, the benefit stems and covers your dependents. So your spouse, kids, etc. Incredible, unbelievable benefit that a ton of disabled vets don't even know about. CHAMPVA. Personally, I love CHAMPVA. I've never had a bad situation that I've heard about from any vet who has CHAMPVA. It's good insurance, guys. And that's not a plug for anything. That's my opinion. But it's good insurance, CHAMPVA. Okay, you got to apply for it. You can Google CHAMPVA, print out the forms, and make sure that you mail that stuff in. Okay. All right, let's wrap this thing up, and then I'll go to some questions. So, top VA disability benefits for disabled veterans, number 16 through 20. Number 16, dental care. Okay, so this is if you're unemployable. There's a little bit of a typo there because it also qualifies if you're 100% or P&T, 100% P&T. You get no-cost dental care for you. Okay, now unfortunately, CHAMPVA does not cover dental care, okay, but there's avenues for you to check that out for your dependents. But you are eligible as a disabled veteran to get dental care, okay, if you're either unemployable, you're 100% scheduler, you're 100% P&T, okay? There's also something called burial and plot allowances. You can check that out on the VA's website. If you want to have a plot, if you're worried about, maybe you're aging and you're worried about the costs that you may pass to your families or your loved ones, and you don't want that burden, right? Let's be real. A few things that cost a heck of a lot of money in life, right? What are those things? Birth, marriage, divorces, weddings, and death. All those things cost a lot of money. Those are significant emotional events. Dang, people take advantage of that. It's ugly, man. Burials, plot allowances, caskets. I don't mean to be morbid, but let's be real. This skin and bones are rental, right? Nobody gets out of here alive. To steal a quote from Switchfoot. I love their band. All right, the skin and bones is a rental and nobody gets out alive. We're all gonna die, okay? Not to be morbid, but at some point, we're all gonna die. Eventually, you're gonna need burial and plot allowances. So you might as well check it out. Number 18, this is a fantastic, fantastic good news story, collaboration among a lot of orgs. Finally, disabled veterans under 100% qualify for the use of commissaries, the exchanges, MWR facilities, both in person and online. Epic, right? Why? Because a lot of this stuff's tax-free. So if you want to use commissaries, military exchanges, commissaries, by the way, for food, in military exchanges, they typically, I mean, think of like Walmart and Target, basically the same shopping type setup, but everything's tax-free. They have some incredible discounts as well. MWR facilities to get you guys out in the community doing activities. You can rent low-cost trips, camping, hunting, fishing gear. It's awesome. It's awesome. Okay, great benefit. Another benefit that I actually didn't put on here, but I should probably add, is the Space A travel, which is fairly new, right? Disabled veterans who meet certain criteria can travel Space A on military aircrafts for flights. Dang, that's a good one, right? So go check that out and see if you might qualify. 19 and 20 kind of go together. I'm not going to talk about these too much because there's some specific things depending on the federal agency. Okay, so number 19, there's what's called a 10-point veteran preference for federal hiring. And then there's, and number 20, something called direct hire authority, which means that the advertising requirements for open federal jobs are a little bit different. And veterans, disabled veterans, especially if you got a 5 or a 10-point preference, are given preferential selection for hiring of federal jobs, okay? And Jeff pointed out correctly, yes, that the 10-point preference is you have to be service-able vet at 30% or higher. And the other interesting thing is, in a previous life, I actually did a career broadening tour. And I served as a part of the Department of the Air Force hiring for civilians, right? It helped hire civilians. And man, is that an insightful process to go through on how the federal hiring process works, the hoops we jump through to actually make selections, the 5 and 10-point preference criteria, what direct hire is, what EHA hire is. It's super interesting, right? So I'm happy to answer questions about any of that stuff for you guys if you want to ask me either here or inside our mastermind group, okay? All right, so those are the top 20 benefits. I promised you a free guide, free bonus, free digital download. Thank you for listening. I'm giving you today my secret guide to 833 rateable VA disabilities under the law. Guys, to my knowledge, nothing like this exists anywhere. Okay, it's about a 24-page guide. We've actually named by name the 833 disabilities that you might be eligible for if you're a veteran. Okay, highly recommend you check it out. So how do you get this guide? Pull out, and by the way, I'm answering questions here in a minute, so don't leave yet. Pull out your mobile. Okay, open up your text message feature. Okay. And in that text, Lynn says 10% is also 10 points. I think it depends on the agency. With the Air Force had a 30% disability, I believe it was, to get the 10 points. But open up your mobile device. Open up, come on, I know you guys send text messages to your kid, your spouse, your loved ones, your friends, your family, whatever. Open up your text message feature and to the number 678-506 7543. Okay, again, pull out your mobile device, open up the text message feature, and you're going to type the number 678-506 7543. Okay, and then the text message should be insider 2, all caps. Okay, Insider2, all caps, is the text message that you're going to send to that number. 678-506-7543. All right, everybody with me? I got some thumbs up. Awesome. When you click send, I'm going to send you a message back that says, hey, it's Brian. Thank you. What is your best email address? Why am I asking for email address? To spam you? No, because I have to know where to send your guide. Okay. If you don't reply with your email address, I don't know where to send it. So please use your best email address in your reply and click do. And as soon as that happens, within less than 5 minutes, you're going to get an email from me that says, boom, your digital download is in your inbox. My free gift to you, vets. Love you guys. Okay, that's it. So thanks for listening today. All right, it's Q&A time. We're live on Facebook. Again, Brian Reese here, the VA Claims Insider, Air Force Service Disabled Vet, coming at you live from Austin, Texas. There's still 200 of you on. And I'm going to take some questions if they didn't get answered already by team members. Okay, so go ahead, folks, and pop in. Ask any questions that you might have. Let's see here. I don't know if I went online. Okay. I want Space Force travel. The United States Space Force. Combat Craig, dude, you need to turn that into a meme. What Space Force travel looks like. And you can be on like Star Trek. Go ahead and ask your questions, guys. Oh, Reg says no phone from Kuwait. I understand. You can also get the download from our website, I think, at vaclaimsinsider.com. Arthur, where's the video you did recently about the mental health conditions? Oh, so go to, that's posted on the mastermind. So that's a members only resource. Okay, so you have to be either a mastery or an elite member. 2 super high value resources we just published. Okay, the secret guide to 50 possible sleep apnea secondary conditions. Okay, unbelievable, epic guide. It's like 58 pages. Took me a long time to build. Had multiple help, multiple rounds. We vetted it through medical professionals, medical research, case law. It's part of the elite program. Okay, it's part of the mastery program. If you want the secret guide to 50 possible sleep apnea secondary conditions, get your butt in one of our programs. Okay, you can go to VA Claims InsiderElite.com. It's a free 3-step intake to start. Again, that's a membership only resource. And then the 31 mental health symptoms. So there's all kinds of mental health symptoms under the law that are described in 38 CFR, Part 4 of the Schedule for Rating Disabilities. There's so much confusion out there about what mental health symptoms are, what they mean, you know, do you actually have them? And I think that as vets, you need to educate yourself, right? You need to be armed with information so that you can honestly, truthfully, legally, morally, ethically, medically explain to your doctors, explain to a compensation and pension examiner what life is like for you. You need to be able to talk about a panic attack, right? What does that mean for you? You need to be able to talk about chronic pain. You need to talk about obsessive rituals and what that means for you, right? Panic, anxiety, depression, anger, all right? Fear. There's tons of stuff. Substance abuse is a common coping mechanism that vets deal with their mental health condition. So I have a whole video about that. I've got the symptoms list documented. Again, that's a high value members only resource. It's posted inside of the mastermind group. It's also in the membership program. If you want that guide, guys, it's free to start. VA Claims InsiderElite.com. Okay, thanks for that question though. Getty, how does back pay work? So generally, unless you're in an appeal situation and you win your appeal and the VA backdates it, you get an earlier effective date, you're likely only going to get at most 12 months of back pay. Okay, that's how back pay works. Rusty, thanks for contacting me with Michael Ware. That's awesome. That's really awesome, Rusty, and welcome. Michael Ware is an awesome dude, man. Rochelle Ware is such a blessing. Military spouses. That's one of the huge blessings we get at VA Claims Insider is we employ hundreds of disabled vets, military spouses, military supporters. We're able to provide really dang good opportunities for them to serve fellow vets. It's unbelievable. Oh yeah, Greg, good point. I got to add this one in there. If you're 100% P&T, 100% permanent total, student loan forgiveness. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be adding that to the list. I guess maybe we're up to like the top 22 benefits now. Student loan forgiveness. We have seen so many members of our insider community who are members of our programs, who took our advice, who became 100% P&T, who have hundreds of thousands of dollars of student loan debt. They applied, Department of Education, student loan forgiveness. Their applications came back in like 2 weeks, approved. Their debt is cleared out. Unbelievable, the benefit for that. I mean, goodness, if you join our program and that's all you get is the knowledge, the awareness to go for student loan debt forgiveness, that could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars on its own. Great one, Greg. Thank you for saying that. Waylon, for the benefits about traveling with family, can you stay on base at the hotel? Yeah, you can use on-base hotels with the ID. So you can stay at on-base facilities. A little bit cheaper room rates. Mark, need assistance with sleep apnea. I'm at 0% service connected, received a diagnosis, moderate, but severe during REM sleep, CPAP effective. Absolutely. Yeah, the criteria, Mark, for the 50% sleep apnea rating is, of course, you got to have the diagnosis of sleep apnea. You got to have the nexus, which you already do because you're service connected. But the 50% rating is you have to have the assistance of a breathing device, so a CPAP, continuous positive airway pressure machine. So you definitely qualify. That's a pretty simple upgrade for you. I mean, it's just a DBQ and or additional medical evidence and a personal statement to talk about that. Where do I find your blog? VAClaimsinsider.com/blog. Can Desert Storm vets still submit a claim? Oh my goodness, yes. Did you throw any hatchets at Stumpy's? I did not. I was too busy talking to everybody, man. I think I lost my voice that night as well. Is this a blog only, or do you provide Nexus assistance? So if you're a member of our services, Michael, we connect you with private, independent medical professionals in our referral network. You know, they're all vetted. Many of them are disabled vets. They're trained, they're educated, they possess the specialized knowledge, training, experience, competency, credibility to do medical nexus letters, disability exams, disability benefit questionnaires. We offer access to them for you at extremely discounted rates, okay? If you wanna see what some of those rates are, you can Google VA Claims Insider price list, and you can see the published price list. We are on average 74 to 90% cheaper than anybody else out there, okay? If you hire another company, if you hire another doctor who quotes and claims that they do these, you're gonna find we're on average 74 to 90% lower than them, okay? Again, if you wanna get started, you can go to VA Claims Insider Elite.com. What's up, Alan? Elite member, thank you. And oh, so this is so cool. Julie, I'm an Elite member. Boom! Great program at Veterans Helping Veterans. Michael, I hate haters. I get it, brother. I try to love our haters, man, because we've got haters, of course. Is a nexus statement necessary? No, you won't need one, Mark. You're already service connected, right? So you don't need any kind of a nexus letter, I don't think. You just need to show that you've got the CPAP, proof that you have it, medical records, etc. Carrie, I did not get the 24 pages in my email. Okay, so if you sent that text message, Carrie, again, you can go back and watch this video later to pick up the number and address. If you text Insider2 to that number, within about 5 minutes, check your email address that you entered in response when I sent you a text back. In about 5, maybe up to 10 minutes, you'll have an email from me, and the guide will be a digital download attachment to that email. Brian, my husband is getting additional compensation for me. Am I allowed to get compensation for him? If you're a disabled vet, I don't see why not. But of course, you have to qualify under the educational program, right? So you have to be pursuing something. Links. I can't get CHAMPVA. Oh yeah, you're eligible for TRICARE. Yeah, that's one of the hurdles. Which is better, TRICARE or CHAMPVA? Man, that's a loaded question. I like them both. I've had them both. I'm not a retiree, so I don't have TRICARE. But when I did have TRICARE, I loved it. I didn't have any issues with it. So I think you're in good hands. Okay. Do you have a list of requirements needed for a service dog? Hey, Dana, so there's been some bills proposed about service dogs and a potential benefit there at the VA federal level to help out with getting vets service dogs, right? Because it's a lot. It can cost $50,000 to $75,000 to train one service dog for a vet. Right now, there's a bunch of nonprofits out there doing this. We contribute to their organizations, by the way, to help provide service dogs for disabled vets and their families. The requirements are going to vary by the organization. We do have doctors, by the way, who will write service dog letters. So if you think you may need a service dog, you want to qualify for one, we offer that service with our vetted independent medical professionals. Okay. Is a well-written nexus statement from a dentist linking my migraines to TMJ okay, or does the next letter need to be from a doctor? That's fine. I mean, a dentist is a trained medical professional. TMJ, they're definite bruxism, whatever you want to call it, grinding of the teeth. They're going to be knowledgeable. I would hope that, a symptom or a common linkage of migraine headaches are TMJ, right? Or if you have bruxism, you grind your teeth severely, you're diagnosed with TMJ, you might now have migraine headaches as a result of that. So I think, Joseph, you could get a nexus letter from your dentist as long as he or she does that right. Oh my gosh, you guys are crazy. There's 165 of you still on. There's so many dang questions. We're going to keep trying to answer these. Thank you, by the way, to my Insider team members. A bunch of you are on right now answering questions, which is amazing. Thank you for the help. Let's see here. Let's see. Let me do something there. Daughters agree. I joined VA Claims Insider and used their doctors. Things make so much more sense. Experienced vets. Yeah, that's awesome. Tony, hey, Brian, keep the info coming, baby. That's awesome. Henry wrote, are the fees for DBQs and nexus letters on top of the 6 times the increase? Yes, and here's why. Okay, we're very truthful, open, honest about our fees. And I also realize that, maybe our program isn't for every veteran or disabled vet. That's okay. You have a ton of avenues that you can pursue. You can do it yourself. You can try it for free with VSOs and other organizations. You can maybe source letters from your own doctors. You certainly don't need to use us. But as far as how our fees work, the reason why we have separate discounted fees for the doctors is because we want to avoid any appearance, okay, of a perceived or actual conflict of interest. And what I mean by that is I don't want to have doctors who are employees who are, whether or not they're doing it or not, somehow tied to the benefit amount that VA Claims Insider could get paid for our educational resource programs. Okay, so what we've done is we've separated them, we've firewalled them, and we've said, look, we give you disabled veterans who need your help. In exchange for that, I'm negotiating better rates. I want a better deal for vets. And that's what we've done, right? That's the reason why you're able to get 74 to 90% off of those doctors. Okay. They're not my employees. I do not direct them. Our team does not influence them. They're independent medical examiners. Okay. Man, you guys are so awesome. Challenge that decision with a higher level review. Man, look, the higher level review is a friggin' game changer. The fact that you can disagree with a decision and say, screw you, I disagree, I'm submitting, the VA form for a higher level review. We're seeing vets guys that get on the phone with a DRO, a decision review officer, sometimes in a week, right? Now, that's not going to happen every time, but 7 to 21 to 30 days, you're going to actually be able to talk to somebody for the first friggin' time throughout the process to explain why you shouldn't have been denied. Okay, higher level reviews, incredible. I'm seeing some incredible results for vets. I commend the VA for passing the appeals modernization. Finally, right? So I agree. If you filed a claim, you've been denied, you're still within 12 months, do a higher level review, right? If you disagree with the decision, you think they made a mistake, you want a higher level or more senior trained adjudicator to look at it, do the higher level review, man, go for it. Okay. Oh my goodness, we've gone over an hour. I love you guys. Keep the comments coming. Again, we're going to be trying to answer those even after we're done live, right? So ask on YouTube. This video should be posted in about a week or so. Open up the contents, by the way, the description of the YouTube video. You'll see all kinds of resources there. Again, if you need help, if you think you're underrated, you're pissed, you're tired of fighting alone, you need more medical evidence, join one of our membership programs. You can get started right here, right now. It's a free 3-step intake. www.vaclaimsinsiderelite.com. Again, www.vaclaimsinsiderelite.com. All right, guys, I love you. Have a great day. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you guys so much, and we'll talk to you real soon.